Darnell, do you agree that if the juror who's actually summoned doesn't show up, it's someone else? In this case, happens to be the son. Perhaps they have the same name. They don't have the same birthday. One's significantly older than the other, obviously. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are you have to look at what the motion is saying. So, and there's key words in the motion. The motion says whether the individual who showed up was qualified. And the other key words in the motion was may justify a vacating of the verdict. So what they're saying is not too strong. They're saying to this court, let's look to see if this person who showed up was qualified. And if that's what they're saying, then to Al's point, there was a lot of vetting. And what you want to do in voir dire, which is to seek the truth, to see if this person has any prejudice, any bias, any baggage that will cause them not to be able to sit on this panel. That's the qualified that Amber's lawyers put in the motion. And then they go on to say, if so, if the person is not qualified, it may justify a vacating of this verdict. Now, I say this is a great job on their side. I think that what happens here is that they're not asking for a new trial. What they're saying to Johnny Depp's team is, if we win this, let's get back to settling this. And that's what they should have done before this trial in the first place. But what we see in criminal cases as well is if you get a mistrial, that sometimes the prosecutors don't want to try this case all over again, so they end up settling and giving an offer. So I think this was brilliant on the side of Amber's team, and yeah, I support this.
How about this? Do either one of you think it's viable that Amber Heard's team says, listen, or Johnny Depp's team demands, you want to settle this, we could settle this, we'll talk about the number, but she has to come out publicly and say, I lied. Right? That's the condition. I lied.
And what do you think the odds are of that happening? There's like absolutely zero. She's not going to get up there and she's not going to contradict what she said, because then she's going to be looking at potential problems down the road on perjury and things along those lines. So she's not going to do that. And I don't necessarily think that Depp would believe that that was humanly possible in the first place. The question is whether or not he really needs the money, wants the money, desires the money. He won in the eyes of the public. He's done what he needed to do. This trial put him back in the limelight. I think he's going to walk away, but that's not going to be the leverage that juror number 15 was too old or too young or not the guy that got the notice. That ain't happening.
I think Al might be missing the point on this. So the idea is not about whether Johnny wants to pay the money or not. The idea is whether, in fact, if a mistrial is granted, he has to do this all over again. And he's already shooting movies and getting back to work. And so that's the point here. In criminal cases, the prosecution often doesn't want to have to do this all over again unless it's some kind of heinous crime. So it's not really about the money. Johnny will come to the table if he doesn't have to do this again, and they can word her apology or lie in a different way. And so if this case is deemed to be a mistrial, then I think that's great leverage.
All right, let's talk. Go ahead, Al.
It would be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than to get a mistrial based on that. It's not happening. This is not a criminal case. It's a civil case, okay? This is not one of Darnell's little 20,050 and scores that he has there, okay?
He's got the streak going, Al. He's got the streak.
He's got the streak, and I'm very impressed with that. I mean, not many people win in the People's Court, and he's won how many times? So we've got a scenario where, like, this is not going to be a new trial. This is going to be, who cares? It'll be appealed, and they're going to say, who really cares?
Amber Heard, you have to actually pay for this yourself. Even though you have to pay to defend it, you now have to pay the judgment. How significant is this part of the equation now, Darnell, where you've got the insurance companies now saying, okay, enough is enough. We're not paying this judgment, Amber. If you're going to pay it, you're going to have to pay. We defended it, you lost.
Well, I think it's very significant because it takes us back to the beginning. When this lawsuit was filed by Johnny Depp, it was about the $50 million. The insurance company either had a cap, they can't pay that, so they decided, well, you better try this case. Now that the case was tried, Johnny Depp wasn't awarded that amount of money, but other things came out, such as the willfulness of Amber's behavior. And insurance companies, as we know, they have actuaries on staff, and their business is to find out how not to pay. That's their business. And they do everything possible, including figuring out what color cars crash more likely. And so here they found her out. And so I think Amber's going to have a real hard time defending against an insurance company who has a team of lawyers when she's already broke in terms of legal fees. And so this is a real blow to her whole morale, to her whole motivation. And so I think it's going to be hard for her moving forward. So even if she gets a mistrial, she has other issues to deal with. So it can't be a good day for her right now.
All right, let's go 0 to 10, guys. 0 to 10, 10 being absolutely it's going to happen, 0, no chance. What are the chances of Amber Heard actually paying the money to Johnny Depp that she owes him via this jury's verdict? Al, 0 to 10.
And I'm going to consult the Magic 8 Ball on this. It says Darnell's wrong and no way. It's a 0.
0, no chance that she pays. Darnell, any chance that she pays Johnny Depp the money that she owes? 0 to 10, what do you think the chances are?
Based on the fact that Elon Musk has walked away from the Twitter deal, I think there's a 10. She'll get the money.
Elon Musk, her ex, he pays everything for her, apparently. We learned that during the trial.